Running a small business is hard, and unfortunately, more and more businesses are closing their doors every day. Did you know that 19,119 HVAC businesses will close their doors this year? And if you have less than 4 employees, that number jumps up to a whopping 26,766 businesses. But it gets worse. The industry report that cited those numbers used census data from 2001 when banks were handing out money to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. But in 2013, the only way to get money is if you don't need it, and even still, you may have a difficult time. If you're like most people who start small businesses, you know how to do the technical side of your business. That is, you're great at installing and repairing heating and cooling systems, for example, but if you're like most small business owners, you don't have a clue when it comes to marketing. And even if you had a clue, you don't have any extra time to put towards marketing your business. So what can you do? Well, you're already doing it. You're searching for ways to improve your business before it's one of those 19,119 soon-to-be dead businesses. Let me tell you that there is hope for you and your business, and that there are prospects out there that desperately need their furnaces or air conditioners replaced. The problem is that these prospects either don't know who you are, or they don't know which heating and cooling company to trust and do business with. What I have learned over the years studying marketing is that sales is a process and not an event. Most businesses make it an event. That is, just run one ad and get little to no response and figure that marketing doesn't work for them. I want to change your paradigm so that you look at marketing differently. The best way that I found to get new customers is to use educational-based direct response marketing. Big fancy term. What does it mean? Direct response is as the name implies. That is, you expect a response from your marketing. And to do this, we use direct response ads. So what is a direct response ad, you say? A direct response ad provides an offer and asks for a response. You want your prospect to take some action right now in the process. Most advertising you see in magazines, newspapers, on the radio, and TV are not direct response. They are institutional advertising, also called, quote, image or, quote, brand advertising. With these type of ads, there is no way of accurately tracking the response since there is no specific offer. As part of the paradigm shift I want you to make, and before you start thinking about marketing, is that you need to start thinking about your business as 3 separate units, instead of thinking about your business just as one unit. Why? Because this will allow you to focus on only one part of your business at a time and focus on the one area that you need help on right now, which is getting new clients. Let me tell you what these 3 units are. The 3 units that you should think about your business are the before unit, the during unit, and the after unit. The before unit is the part of your business in charge of finding, identifying, educating, and motivating people to come into your business for the very first time. The during unit is the unit of your business that delivers the experience that people have when they're doing business with you, starting from the moment they make an appointment with you for a service until the moment you leave their house after the service is complete. The after unit is all about nurturing lifetime relationships, and it's about building a lifetime relationship with all of the people who already know you, like you, and trust you so that they do business with you again in the future. However, as I stated earlier, the focus for your business right now is the before unit, because my goal is to get you new clients, and the before unit is how I'm going to do this. Now, the before unit has 3 parts. Number 1, narrow your focus and select one target market at a time. Number 2, use direct response ads and offers to compel prospects to call you. Number 3, patiently and systematically educate and motivate prospects to meet you when they're ready. Step 1 is dependent on the time of the year you run your marketing campaign. If you're in the fall or winter time, then the best target market is the replace my furnace market. If you're in the spring or summertime, then the best target market is the replace my air conditioning market. For steps 2 and 3, we are going to use educational-based marketing. Why? Let me tell you this, without any other information to rely on, your prospects will use price to make a determination of what business they are going to work with. Your prospects want to make an informed decision on which business is the best for them to work with. We want to educate them on everything they need to know about replacing their furnace or air conditioning system. This will include those prospects that want to replace it right now and those that will want to replace it in the near future. Studies say that 50% or more of the people who say that they are interested in your service will want to do business with you. However, that doesn't mean they want to necessarily do business with you today. They might not be ready right now, but will be sometime in the near future, somewhere between 90 days and 18 months. So for those prospects that don't want to replace their furnace or air conditioning system right now, we will have a strategy to continuously educate them on when and how they should replace their furnace or air conditioner. One part of this strategy is to capture their email address, which will allow us to communicate with them until they are ready to replace their furnace or air conditioner. Now let's get to the, quote, real, unquote, parts of this. So far, we've been talking about the strategic things you need to do. Now let's start talking tactical and start talking about the actual steps that need to be done to, quote, get your phone to ring, unquote, in your business. The first thing is to remember that sales is a process, not an event. So I'm going to provide you with a series of steps a prospect will need to go through to decide to call you and do business with you. Step 1. We want to enter the conversation that is already occurring in your prospects' minds. For most people that have an older house, greater than 20 years old, furnace or air conditioning issues have probably already started to occur, so they have been thinking that they need to fix or replace their furnace in the near future, if not now. It might be on the conscious level or the unconscious level, but they at least have been thinking about it at some level. The purpose of step 1 is to get somebody to raise their hand, so to speak, and say that the thought of replacing their furnace or air conditioner has been something that they have been thinking about. In order to make contact with your prospects, we will mail postcards to prospects who live within 25 miles of your business address and whose houses are greater than 20 years old. The headline will need to catch their attention. For example, furnace making strange sounds, or fan running an awful long time, etc. That is something they have already been thinking about recently. Step 2. The postcard that your prospects will get in step 1 will send them to a free recorded message that is all educational. We want to educate them on what to look for on a heating and cooling system that is 20 years old, when to repair versus when to replace, what types of systems exist out there today, and how they compare to 20-year-old systems, should they wait or replace now, etc. Why a free recorded message? The reason you use a free recorded message is because you are offering free information about something your prospect has already been thinking about. You take the, quote, threat, unquote, out of it when your prospect learns it's a recorded message. You see, that way your prospect doesn't have to worry about talking to a, quote, high-pressure salesperson, unquote. When your prospect listens to your recording, they will build some trust and a bond with you because you are actually delivering on your promise of answering the questions that are going through their minds. This is crucial. And finally, you are offering your prospects a hassle-free way of solving their problem, which, in this case, is making an informed decision on when and how to replace or repair their heating and cooling system. Step 3. The free recorded message from step 2 will send them to a web page, and the only option for them on that web page is to download a consumer's guide on how to pick a qualified HVAC company. Step 4. The consumer's guide that they will download in step 3 will also be educational, but this time it's all about how to pick a qualified HVAC business. And now in this guide, we first reference you and your company. This is now okay since we have developed some bonding and trust with your prospects. This guide will talk about what good HVAC companies do and what bad HVAC companies do. We will then position your company as one of those, quote, good HVAC companies, unquote. In this consumer's guide, we will provide them with an offer. The offer will be a free service, furnace tune-up, etc., with a heating and cooling audit. So instead of a free estimate that everybody does, we will actually give them something of value for free and also do a heating and cooling audit. I'll explain the heating and cooling audit in a bit. The free service does two things. One, it gives your prospect an easy and free way to try you out without any cost and obligation on their part. And two, it gives your prospect something of value for free. Now let's talk about the heating and cooling audit. The heating and cooling audit is just a checklist that you go through with the client where you identify things such as the condition of their heating and cooling system and recommendations. The purpose of the heating and cooling audit is to not only differentiate yourself from all other HVAC installers because all they do is provide free estimates, but the heating and cooling audit also allows you to document everything that you can solve for the prospect. The recommendations part of the heating and cooling audit will also be important for add-on services in the future, and the findings in the checklist will provide a snapshot of your prospect's heating and cooling system's condition at the time of the audit. At this point, they have built some bonding and trust with you and have all of the information that they need to make an informed and intelligent decision about not only when to replace their furnace or air conditioning unit, but also what type of HVAC business to use to do the job. Yours, of course, will fit their needs. I've given you a high-level overview of how I've been successful getting heating and cooling replacements for other companies. If you'd like more information about how specifically I can get heating and cooling replacement customers for your business, enter your name and email address to the right, and I'll provide that information for you. Don't wait until your name and email. Don't wait. Enter your name and email to the right. Don't be one of those 19,191 HVAC businesses that will fail this year. Take action now and enter your name and email to the right.